You might not classify yourself as a gamer because, well, video games are for kids. They're too violent.
Good kill.
And you heard once, they can be addicting.
15-year-old boy has almost died after playing on his Xbox for at least 4 days straight.
But if you have a smartphone, you could be a gamer. If not now, in the very near future.
You know, way back as far as the 80s, there was this idea of let's use games to teach. And the first attempts were really well intentioned, but they really weren't that much fun.
Scott Bayless owns PlayHabit, a game development studio in Bend. Over the last 25 years, he's worked at nearly every big company in the gaming industry. And it all started at a junior college in Southern California.
You know, it was one of those things where as soon as I was sort of exposed to what a computer could do in the way of doing something fun, I just never looked back.
Now, he and his team of 5 are changing the way we game, and more importantly to Scott, the way we learn.
We have Jordan, who is our UI guy and graphic designer. You know, he does everything from making web content to building user interface elements that go inside our games, to helping with things like lighting in 3D. I mean, it's just like this long list of stuff that Jordan has to do. Mike came to us as sort of an assistant producer. He'd never worked in the game business before, never been exposed to it. He's now a guy I look to help us sort out kind of hard design problems. Jeff actually has worked in the game business before coming to us, and is one of those guys who, given a problem, he'll just figure it out. And so I have sort of developed this tendency to throw big, hard, squirmy, scary problems at Jeff and trust that he'll just sort it out. Dave Medish is a very experienced designer. I mean, Dave and I have known each other for a really long time. We worked together here in Bend almost 20 years ago, starting another studio, which is now part of Sony. And Dave was a designer then. Dave is a designer now. He's also a writer. He's also an editor. Max quite often is a guy in the group here who will have kind of the brilliant idea where we'll be looking at something we want to do or something we're not quite sure how to approach, and Max will kind of go, "Oh, I know," and then interesting things start to happen.
Even though how they talk at work sounds foreign.
The glow or the zone itself?
The collider.
The glow fits the collider at runtime.
Oh, it does? Okay.
It's rotated and then scaled to match the collider bounds.
I see, okay.
What they've worked on, like this just-released language learning game from Rosetta Stone, is easy enough for a child to use.
When you sit down and experience it, it doesn't really feel like it's teaching you anything. And yet it is. I mean, young kids, can learn dozens of Spanish words, kind of by accident. It just sort of happens in the course of playing the game.
Google just released an upgrade to the popular game Minecraft that uses the principles of quantum physics. Now, PlayHabit, they had a huge hand in helping create that modification. And while there's not enough time in the day for me to tell you what they did, if you ask Scott, he'll gladly talk your ear off.
My personal passion is right here, right now with what we're doing. For me, it's all about making the thing. And when we get to the end of a project and we look at what we've made, that feeling is irreplaceable, especially if somebody picks it up and has a good time with it.